I wanted to get some video because my husband had an '89 S10. I figured, well, if I do some video of a really cool S10, maybe I might convince him that we can get one and do an LS swap too. Welcome back to Christina's Garage, Gearhead in Training. I'm at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the last day of Holley LS Fest West 2025. This is Dave. I met him at the drag strip this morning. I saw him roll up in an '88 Chevy S10, and I wanted to get some video because my husband had an '89 S10. I figured, well, if I do some video of a really cool S10, maybe I might convince him that we can get one and do an LS swap too.
Happy to be someone's inspiration.
And it's cool too. It's super clean because when you see trucks like this, they don't always look so clean as how you have it. Would you mind sharing a little bit about your background, how you got into drag racing?
Sure. As a kid, I just always liked to tinker around with stuff, and I think like a lot of young boys, we had one influential uncle who was always into the car scene. So I had an uncle that kind of got me into it. He was a Mopar guy, so little different, never owned Mopars, but I definitely had a feel for the cars and really got into it at an early age. Got my first car when I was 15, traded my first motorcycle for my first car when I was 15. So that was pretty cool, and just tinkered around with it, and really just once it bites you, it never leaves you. I think you're a motorhead forever.
And when did you get this truck?
So I got this truck in 1999, so I've had it for 26 years now. It's gone through a couple of different variations over the years. The color's never changed, so it's the original paint from roughly 1998. It was painted in a body shop, and yeah, we got it from a guy who bought a lot of auction theft recoveries. So this was one of 3 that was stolen out of a body shop, and it was the only one of the 3 that was recovered.
Wow.
So yeah, I always keep that little interesting tidbit with me, but yep, I've kept it going all these years, and just, you know, when I bought it, it was a mini truck, so it was a low rider looking thing, which nothing against them, but not my style, but I could see that it would make a really neat drag truck.
Did you start dragging it when you got, like, obviously?
No, so for a lot of years, this was my daily driver. I drove this, we're from Pennsylvania originally, and we lived in the suburbs, so for a lot of years, I drove it 26 miles into Philadelphia. It was a daily driver for quite a few years, and then eventually it kind of got a little more work done to it and became less of a daily driver, and then my son's the one that actually talked me into the LS. So for a lot of years, it was a small block Chevy, and for a lot of years, I just, you know, with family and everything else, it sat in the garage and I didn't do anything to it. So for 15 years, it was basically shelved. And then when I was looking to redo it, my son said, "Dad, you got to put an LS in it." And I was hesitant because that wasn't my thing. And I'm so glad he talked me into it, because it's just been the best fun coming to these events. It's reliable, it's fast for a lot less money than I could make other things go fast for. So yeah, it's definitely good, and it's a really good father-son bond that we have.
And you said David is your son, that
Yes.
he has a vehicle to race as well?
He does. He's got a Fox body Mustang with an LS engine in it, which, you know, kind of irritates Ford guys, some of them, but you see a lot of Fords here with the LS engines in them. So yeah, he actually did a lot more work to his than I did to this one. He got his as a complete basket case. And to see pictures of it now, it's beautiful. And he'll probably have it here next year. He's been up here in the past, and it's good when both cars are here. We have a lot more fun.
You race each other and see.
We do. We race each other in the grudge stuff. Now, if we get put into the same event, then we'll race each other because we have to. But generally, it's the grudge racing, you know, where it's just, who's faster, you or me?
Well, speaking of winning,
yes,
you won today.
I did win today, first time. So feel really good about that.
That's
and
awesome.
That was the Street King class. And the really nice thing was the last 2 cars that went in, myself and the 70 Nova that I raced, we were both dialed in at a 9-second, which is great, because instead of the handicap where somebody or you leave first, we both left at the same time, and it was a real drag race. It was really neat.
I just met Julio right outside of the donut pit. Dude, it was pretty crazy. Could you describe like a little bit of what was happening right before you went in?
We're hot lapping right now. There's not too many people. It's a Sunday. You know, Sunday's the slow day here at LS Fest. So we're hot lapping, and I just got done going in the pit for about 5 minutes. Car's hot, and then nobody else in line. I was next, so I tried to bleed my cooling system, and then I forgot to plug in my supercharger pump, and we got a little heat soak, but that's fine.
What got you into doing the donut pit?
It all started like when I was a little kid growing up, you know, watching the Bay Area stuff, the hyphy movement and all that stuff. That's why I originally got introduced for it. And then you get in trouble, you know, out on the streets, you tend to get in trouble a lot. You don't want to get your car took in 30 days, you know. In California, it's 30 days they take it. And then, so I come to stuff like this, you know, and I come, no worries, drive my car here, drive home. No worries, I could do a million donuts here and be scot-free.
And that's one thing I really like about how they set this up, that they focus on this as being safe as possible, right? Within reason, because obviously you're taking a risk doing these type of sports. They're having you do all the safety checks to make sure that you're in the best type of environment for you to be able to enjoy yourself, and then also it's not affecting other people, right? Like in the street, it could potentially harm other people as well.
So everything's in a controlled environment, basically.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that helps out a lot.
So could you describe, I noticed that it's on the driver's side is opposite. So a little bit about, I don't even know what this is.
This is a 2005 Pontiac GTO. Honestly, I got it like any other GTO, comes on the left-hand side, and I converted everything from a Ute from Australia to the right-hand side. And as far as I know, I'm the only one in the United States with it that's done it so far. So.
How did you decide to do that switch?
Honestly, I don't know if you guys see me around or not. You know, I built a lot of crazy stuff. I had that 6-speed LSA box Chevy. I was drifting all over the place. Yeah, so I just like building crazy stuff, and I like testing myself. So I want to see if I could do it, and I was able to do it 100%. You know, everything's functional, windows, wipers. Well, I'm waiting on wipers to come from Australia, but headlights, horn, everything's functional how it's supposed to be. Headlights, taillights, everything.
With driving, like the opposite side, how does that work in your mind with being able to hand-eye coordination?
Honestly, the best way I could describe it, when your buddy's in the driver's seat and you're in the passenger seat, you guys are doing donuts, and you're literally like in your head, you're driving like, I would have did this, I would have did this. And that's exactly how I do it over here. But it did give me a little adjustment in time, you know, because I am shifting with my left. It's a manual, so I am shifting first, second, you know, doing all that and working the clutch. And it did take some time, but just like anything, you get used to it, practice.
What advice would you give for someone else that's watching this? Oh, this is super cool. I want to try doing a donut pit, like someone, a total noob, and maybe they don't have a vehicle for it either.
Honestly, I was just like you, you know, just like you. I didn't know nothing when I first started, and if you're hungry and you're eager and you want it, you're gonna learn it. You're gonna do it. You're gonna want to build it. You have to have that within yourself to be able to take action. And this is what I'm doing. Like, you know, save $10 here, $20 here, and then, you know, it adds up. Little by little, you know, car parts are expensive, but just a little discipline and you'll be able to, you know, just work for it. You'll be fine.
Just met Morgan. I was standing right next to the donut pit and she took off. Your car is super loud.
Very loud, unfortunately.
I was gonna try to stick a GoPro in there, but you guys were just like taking
off.
Hot
and ready.
Can you describe your background? What got you into this?
So my great-grandpa has always been into cars ever since I was little. I've always been in the garage with him. I've just had a passion for Cadillacs. I've had a passion since I was little, and then I ended up moving out to the Bay Area, and that just like made me grow, and I just kept pursuing it and found out, hey, like, I'm good at this. This is a good adrenaline rush, and I fell in love with it again.
And so you said you started off with Cadillacs, always have Cadillacs.
Yep.
How long have you had this one?
I've had this one for 4 years. I started out in the SN95 Mustang, sold that, and then I went to Texas and bought this.
Did you buy it as is, or
I bought it as is, yes. And then I started putting work into the car.
For someone who, like another woman, right, that might be interested in this, how is it getting into this particular sport?
I would say it's a man's sport, so it's not always the nicest sport to hop into, but I made it, so if I could do it, anybody could do it.
What advice would you have for someone else who's interested to get started?
Don't give up, keep going, no matter what anybody says. If you listen to what everybody says, I wouldn't be where I'm at if I listen to people, so just keep going, don't give up. Practice, practice.
This is Marcus. We met for the first time yesterday. We were doing the jig in the short that we...
Yeah, I was trying to do a Captain Morgan. The cut was really quick, and I'm like, there it goes.
It was perfect. It was great. Would you mind telling a little bit of background? How'd you get into racing?
So, as most young stories go with kids that are into racing, they get it from their fathers. And I grew up with a father that would always he used to build motors for cars. He's 84, he's still doing it to this day. And at first I didn't really catch on, but later on in life I'm like, I want a fast car. And that has evolved into, I ran a business for 10 years building cars for other people. Been to SEMA more times than I can count. And as of recently, I just do it for myself now, and now I get to focus on my own hobbies. So this is my current new build that will hopefully be running soon, depends on how much time I have.
What is it exactly?
This is a 1969 Datsun 510 wagon. It looks like it's got a chopped roof, but it's not. It's just a roof replacement. I got the car with a tree had fallen on it, the roof was smashed in, and I decided to save it.
It looks really cool. It has like this aesthetic of a little bit Mad Maxy.
And that's definitely a great movie. I grew up watching the early Mad Maxes when they had like no dialogue.
The OG.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I want it to be functional and still be able to drive it every day. So this thing will have full interior, working AC, and hopefully between 800 to 1,000 wheel.
Wow, that's cool. And you're planning on keeping it, right? You're building it for yourself?
Oh yeah, no, this is for me. This isn't for anybody else. The race car has been a development over many, many years, and I'm to the point where if somebody offered me enough money, I could probably sell it, but it's not like for sale, but
yeah.
You know, money talks.
Well, that's a wrap. I am exhausted. I am extremely sunburnt, and I have probably sand and burnout pit gunk all over all of my equipment and probably all over my face. I am so appreciative that you guys were here to follow me along, follow, oh my gosh, I'm tired. Follow along with me for this journey. If you guys want to attend a Holley LS Fest event, go to lsfest.com. There is going to be LS Fest Texas and LS Fest East in Bowling Green. If you want to follow along for my journey, please subscribe to my channel, set on your alerts so you get notified with my new videos, and I'll see you next time.